Then he had a picture moments later. So, anyway, we're very excited to have another future Unity person. I also want to just thank our entire virtual audience. We have such a wide spread all over the country and outside the country. So, Esther and all the people that watch outside the U.S. as well, and the people in the U.S., we just want to say thank you. Thank you for all the support, and I appreciate all the feedback I get. So thank you. Anytime we can't hear us or we're not doing things right or you do like us, it's great. We always appreciate you being our voice, and we feel that your presence is important, even if you can't be here with us. All right, with all of that said, let's just take a moment and say our unity affirmation. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And today's daily word is love, which is what our week is. This is week 3 of, I was looking to make sure Melody got those candles lit. It's week 3 of Advent, and today is love. So we're going to focus on love. And the daily word for today is love, and it says, I answer the call to love, embracing the world. Love is both a noun and a verb. It's more than just a feeling. It is one of the highest intentions I can hold, and one of the most sacred actions I can take. Love is the name and the nature of God, the pulsation of oneness from the center of my heart to the farthest reaches of my earthly existence. On this third Sunday of Advent, love is also a call to action, an invitation to perceive the world through the Christ's presence within us and live as the love I am. I open my heart and let my love flow forth as kindness, gentleness, and compassion. I stay grounded in the presence of God through my prayers, and I radiate love through my kind words and actions. I trust my loving impulses will reach far and wide. The light and joy I send forth grow and expand to encompass all things. And from John 3, verse 18, little children, let us love, not in word or speech, but in truth and in action. Beautiful. Very powerful message this morning. All right. So we have to make love our decision, correct?
That's correct.
All right, I'll let you take over.
We're going to sing about it too. Will you guys stand and sing it with us? Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. Once I decide to change my life, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. My decision right here and now. Thanks for singing it with us, guys.
So I have to tell you something funny. I think it's funny. So is Gail Gibson here today? No? Oh, she would have appreciated this. So Jeffrey and I saw, when we were doing the order of service, that we were doing Love Is My Decision.
I was afraid that it was going to be about this song.
It is? No, it is. But we love
where you're going with this.
Yes,
Nancy.
we love this song, but we always become country singers when we sing it. So this morning, around our house was the country version of, and we aren't even country folk. But for some reason, the choir turned that song into a country version whenever we sing. I felt like, you remember Cindy? She's shaking her head. Somehow the twangs all changed and the choir turned it in.
A little southern drawl starts coming out.
Yes, exactly. I almost made him get up, but anyway. Also, Joanne, I just want to thank Joanne. Thank you for being our board angel today, and welcome back to you too. We're glad you had a wonderful anniversary cruise and that you came back safely. So we have two stories today. The first one's from Gilda. It's an amazing story. I really appreciate this share. So, young man, his name is Corey Patrick. He moved from Birmingham, Alabama to West End at the end of his junior year in high school. He was faced with a hard decision. If he wanted to graduate with his class in the school system he had grown up in, he was going to have to make a long commute every day. His family couldn't drive him to the faraway school because they don't own a car. So he woke himself up every day at 4 a.m. to get ready for school and catch the 5:41 a.m. city bus that would take him back to his old school. And when it came time for graduation, he had to catch that same bus to the ceremony. Patrick had to get up every single day. He donned his cap and gown. He walked to the bus stop. The driver of the bus was so impressed with Patrick's drive and determination that on the day of graduation, he took a photo of the teen as he got off the bus and he walked toward the high school in his cap and gown. And he posted the photo on social media with this caption, "You tell me this ain't determination. Sometimes it's all in what you want out of life. He didn't have the best, but he was the best in my eyes. I was so proud of this young man." Well, the photo got shared thousands of times, and one of those shares reached a man named Ricky Smiley, who was a local radio personality. Smiley invited Patrick to appear on his talk show, where Patrick shyly talked about what his journey was like and how it was all worth it. He had been offered a full scholarship to study computer programming at Jacksonville University. Smiley then asked Patrick to follow him out to the parking lot, where he gave him a brand new car to attend the university within driving distance. Patrick, who doesn't even have a driver's license yet, was overwhelmed with gratitude and thanked everyone who had made the gift possible. Isn't that a great story? Thank you, Gilda. That is just very, very special. All right, this one's just kind of fun. Entire town of Tampa, Kansas came to Tampa, Florida this past week. So get how this came together. It's very entertaining. So 95 residents of this town called Tampa, Kansas, which, by the way, was the whole town. It was. They begin a surprise vacation courtesy of Visit Tampa Bay, Southwest Airlines, and several local businesses. When you hear David Mueller, who lives in Kansas, tell the story, it's tough to believe it all started by accident. He's a county commissioner with Marion County, Kansas, and got a call back in October from someone with Visit Tampa Bay after they had typed Tampa in their GPS from Orlando, and the GPS told them it would take 20 hours. So reminiscing about the story, the Mueller said, seriously, that can't be right. It was right, but the GPS was directing him to a different Tampa, a Midwest Tampa nestled in the center of Kansas. So Visit Tampa Bay started reaching out to us, Mueller said. After weeks of planning, Visit Tampa Bay and Tampa, Kansas were able to figure out a way to get the entire town of 95 people, 30 of them who were children who had never flown before, from the center of Kansas to the Bay Area, and they arrived here. These people have never had this kind of opportunity. They'll remember this for the rest of their lives, and we're hoping most of them come back to Tampa to visit. And maybe we get a few people from Tampa, Florida to come to Tampa, Kansas, they said. So if you're interested in going to Tampa, Kansas, there's a sign-up sheet in the back. No, I'm kidding. I can't help myself. I don't get paid for humor, but that's good. That's a good thing.
We get that for free.
Yeah,
from you,
we get
Nancy.
that for free. I do want to also just do a big shout out to our entire staff, starting with you, Elliot, for your dedication and your energy and your positive attitude, no matter how you work all week.
Oh, thank you.
And I also want to thank Michael and Duncan and David and Michael and Jeffrey B. and Vivian, Norma, Sharon, all these people who volunteer. Karen, where's Karen, who comes all the time to help us? Where is she? Oh, there you are. You're waving so quietly. You know it's big place. All these, yes, she's a very humble woman, but she really does an awful lot here behind the scenes, and so many other people to thank. But yesterday, I spent much of the day with Janet getting things done, and we were going back and forth on the phone and online. And you know, I realized she didn't need to be working Saturday, and here she was doing all this work for us. But it just takes a village to make this place happen. And I just appreciate that. And of course, I would be ignorant and rude to forget my wonderful husband, who actually, yes, who came down here yesterday afternoon because a light was hanging in Fellowship Hall, and put the light up and gets everything done for our PowerPoints and make sure that this place runs like a well-oiled machine, and gave blood this morning. So, thank you. All right, with that. Oh, yeah, Sharon got 3 brand new bicycles for us for the spring. How about that? Brand new bicycles. So we have, and by the way, you are amazing. The love you showed to the Joshua House, the Spring, and the Hillsborough County Children's Board kids. We have so many volunteer gifts in there, and the place is centered. Norma's got it like a little business. If you gave to this, put it over here. If you gave to this, put it over there. And I was texting her at 7:30 this morning because I had the gifts but forgot if I had to wrap them. And I was having a panic. So thank you for all the good we're bringing to our community. All right, let's get ready for meditation, which will prepare us for today's lesson.
I am at peace, I am at peace, I am one with the Spirit, I am calm, I am still, I am doing God's will, I am at peace, I am at peace, I am one with the Spirit, and I dwell in the presence of the Lord. I am loved, I am loved, I am one with the Spirit, I am calm, I am still, I am doing God's will, I am loved, I am loved, I am one with the Spirit, and I dwell in the presence of the Lord. I am home, I am home, I am one with the Spirit, I am calm, I am still, I am doing God's will, I am home, I am home, I am one with the Spirit, and I dwell in the presence of the Lord, and I dwell in the presence of the Lord.
So I invite you now to take a few deep breaths. And just imagine them as cleansing breaths. Letting go of all the week's busyness, all the things that we have on our list for today, tomorrow, the next day. And just calming our hearts, lowering our blood pressure, imagining ourselves being healed by every breath. And as you do that, just allow the words I'm going to share to brush over your heart and take in what is right for you on this day. Today, I open my heart to allow divine love to become the center of my life. Through divine love, I bring out the best in myself, and I bring out the best in others. I am the purest expression of love. And when I speak and act from that place of divine love, I am fulfilling my divine purpose in this lifetime. When I live my life as a divine being on this earth, I am able to bring comfort to those around me. And I help bring peace to the world at the same time. I use the power of divine love in my everyday life. And when I see the world through that filter, I accept everyone on the path they are on without judgment. And that includes myself and the path I am on. Every day I do the best I can with who I am. But if I remember that love is the thread that connects us all, then I will always remain in the best position to bring myself and my gifts forward. Love is that thread that connects all human life, everything in this universe. It is our spiritual bond with one another. When we look at each other through divine love, we bring comfort just by being present. The presence of the highest spirit in all resides within me and resides within everybody around me. Love is the essence of who I am. And I can call upon that power of love in every moment. And with that in mind, I rest in the silence and take that in. I am love, and I move forward in divine love. The love of and light of God surrounds each of us. And with my mind and my heart centered in love, I return to this moment in time at peace. Thank you, Bobby. And I don't see Steve, but I wanted to give him a big shout out. And Sean and Bronwyn, thank you for all that you do. Good morning, Logan. I hope you're up. I hope you're packing your things. You only have another 10 days or so till you arrive. I'm expecting you to be packed early. All right, today, divine love. That's our purpose. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to focus on. So you remember the first week we talked about maintaining hope through faith. Last week we talked about peace, how we were going to find our path to peace. And this week is week 3, and we talk about love. And so I'm going to light the third candle, if I can remember which one it is. Yes, pink one. Oh, okay. Thanks, Bobby. My left or yours, Bobby?
Right there.
Okay, thank you. So, from a spiritual perspective, I want you to think about it this way, that the whole purpose for why we exist is actually to bring love, to be love, to act as love, to share love. And I'm talking about divine love. I'm not just talking about relationship love, because that can come and go. I'm talking about the essence of being true spiritual people from our hearts, where that is who we become. So, if you were to describe divine love, I would say it's this way. It's our soul's purpose, and it is also selflessness. Divine love is selflessness. We're here to act and exist as love, but it has to be unconditional love. In order for us to receive love, to act as love, our love has to be unconditional. What we give and what we're open to receiving has to be unconditional. And that may sound simple, but we all know that is not a reality. Because we don't always love everybody unconditionally. There's usually some level of expectation that goes along with that. We're going to talk about that today. But love has been talked about more than any other topic, and yet we're still struggling to find our divine selves in this lifetime. If we think about people who we would say, who are the spiritual teachers who express love? We might talk about Jesus. We might talk about Buddha. We may talk about Gandhi, Mother Teresa. These are all people who really acted in divine ways. They expressed selflessness. They demonstrated spiritual love by accepting people wherever they were on their path. Wherever they were, whatever was going on in their life, it was pure love. Mother Teresa said, "For this purpose we have been created, to love and to be loved." It's not very complex. It's a pretty simple concept. I have to put this down, it's bothering me. Sorry. Both Jesus and Mother Teresa believed their purpose in life was to express God's love. They had no expectations of people living up to their standards. No judgment. People didn't have to do anything to be in their presence. People didn't have to be on time or good or bad or get good grades in school or have good jobs or have money in the bank. They didn't have to drive nice cars and live in nice houses. All they had to do was be present, and they were accepted. If we could think about love that way, imagine us thinking about love as the expression of God, we would not be able to stop ourselves from being loving human beings. I ask myself that all the time. How is it so difficult for each of us to love in this world? To think of ourselves in that way. We would be expressing love in abundant ways. This world would be healed all the time. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, said, "All the love in the universe is God." And her husband, when he remarried after she passed, he and Cora Fillmore wrote the 12 Powers, as you know, and they wrote this, which I really like. It says, "Love holds soul and body together. Love is the attractive force that draws our good to us, according to the depth and strength of our ability to realize that love. So here's the part, and probably one of the most important things I hope you remember I said today. That if we are capable of recognizing our existence as love, then that would determine how much love we bring to our lives. It is dependent on our ability to see it first, to see ourselves as expressing that love and being here. But that requires you believing in a higher power. I don't care what you call your higher power. I'm asking you to believe in something outside of yourself. The energy of this universe is powerful. But it requires that tapping into that energy for us to be present to realize how powerful we are. We could change the mood of a room just by being love. Imagine that. We are capable of recognizing love. Every religion in the world talks about divine love, and they all say the same exact thing in different ways, that love is our truth and our purpose. Doesn't matter what book you read, doesn't matter what religion, love is always talked about in the same exact way. There has to be something to that. It's the one thing all religions agree on, is that our existence is love and we're connected to something more powerful than ourselves. Swedish philosopher Emanuel Swedenborg captured the religious perspective of love, saying this, and I have a slide for you that Duncan will show you. The essence of God is pure love, and divine love is the center of each of our spirits. When we connect with each other from that center, we are truly connecting human to human, heart to heart, soul to soul. He believed divine love is vital to our ability to grow into healthy spiritual beings, and explained 3 characteristics of divine love as having the ability to love others, to have a freely returned relationship with others, and to take delight in other people's happiness. Not to be jealous, not to be spiteful, not to be mad that they're overly happy and you're not, which happens in our house sometimes. Why is Melody singing? Why is she singing? Why is she singing? Can she stop singing for 1 minute? That's where Melody's happiness is. She sings all the time. Wait, maybe you didn't hear that. All the time. She was so loud, I had to ask her kindly, just turn down the volume a little bit. Oh, okay. It's like, I can't think. I can't hear myself think. So I am the love killer in those situations. Swedenborg gave us this model, and I'm going to be really candid about how I feel about this model. I think he was spot on. He said that we had to place love in this order in order for it to work. And let's put up the other slide, okay, Duncan, if you would. Oh, sorry, take that down. Wrong, I didn't give you that slide. Sorry. So here's what he said. If we're going to love, it has to be in this order. Love of God first. Love of others second. Love of self third. And love of worldly goods fourth. Love of God, love of others, love of self, love of worldly goods. Now, here's my beef with the world. This is where I become totally intolerant. I find that love of self is number one in many people's lives. And I'm always trying to change that. I know they're on their path, but I see it as hurting our world. This is why other people don't notice when somebody needs them. This is why we don't care enough about helping each other. Somebody says something to you in passing and you're so busy worrying about what you're doing and where you're going that you didn't pick up on that little tidbit about their sadness or their depression or them having a hard time or them grieving right now or whatever they're going through. I really think somewhere along the line we taught people to love yourself, make yourself the priority, work on you. And in that was never meant to say, don't work on anybody else, don't care about anybody else. But I think if we put this in the order he gave it to us, God, others, self, and the worldly possessions, we would have a healed world. I truly believe that in my heart. He said, when we get love in the right order and keep it as the be-all, end-all of our lives are transformed. But it has to be unconditional. Unconditional love does not require meeting our expectations. It's non-judgmental. It means divine presence only. Unconditional. But I do believe it's the hardest lesson in our human journey. Even when we believe in God and our own divinity, it is sometimes difficult to accept everyone unconditionally. Think about all the relationships that would still exist for each of us if we had unconditional love. Friendships gone bad. Careers, breakups, family relationships. But sometimes I think our egos get in the way and our need to control outcomes becomes more important than our desire to just exist as love. And that's when relationships become a struggle, and that's when we even feel burdened at times. But that selflessness is important. I also want to point out that it is okay to love unconditionally without feeling the need to be in relationships with people. I can love people from a distance. If it brings difficulty to my life, I can love them unconditionally, not try to change them, but not expose myself to things that will not bring peace to my life. It's okay to do that. But we cannot be judgmental about why we pull back. Well, if they ever get it together, I'll get back in that relationship. Or if they're ever a nicer person, I'll be sure and talk to them. No, it's not about that. It's about us saying, I love them, they're on their path, I don't get it, I don't need to get it. I just need to not bring any negative energy to their lives. We choose how much involvement we want in people's lives. But then it's also important to understand unlimited love. And this is the slide Duncan was going to show you for me. Emmett Fox said this, which I think is profound. There's no difficulty that enough love would not conquer. No disease that love will not heal. No door that enough love will not open. It makes no difference how deep set the trouble, how hopeless the outlook, how muddled the tangle, how great the mistake. A sufficient realization of love will dissolve it all. And that means self-love too. If only you could love enough, you would be the happiest and most powerful being in the world. So my question for us is, how do we achieve and sustain our ability to express unconditional, unlimited divine love? Well, I kind of see the holidays as the perfect practice ground for us. I think this is where we get our best lessons, where we learn to tear down walls where differences may exist between people, where we see one another as divine beings and reflections of ourselves, which means we better be reflecting our best self. But most importantly, I want everybody to hear me say this, that it is required for our spiritual evolution, for us to be in nurturing relationships. We have to build and nurture relationships if we're ever going to grow, which means we have to find that place of love. We can't grow if we're incapable of understanding, perspectives beyond our own. That mentality of the world according to us does not cut it. That is not divine love. That is ego. So if we've got the whole world according to us, we might want to think that through and figure out how we can change that. When we embrace divine love, our outlook on life would be positive always. And the ripple effect would be incredible. It would have a lasting impact on our spiritual growth and everybody else's spiritual growth. Imagine all the love and good we can attract and sustain when divine love is all we express in the universe every single day. It would allow people to be in our presence without ever feeling badly about themselves. And isn't that what it truly means? You know, there are a lot of stories about love, divine love being expressed and how it's prompted. But my favorite one is from 2020. I'm going to share this story with you. I'm sure you recall it, but I still find it so empowering. 7-year-old Allie Cheek was in hospice in 2020 on December 13th, suffering from a neurological disease that took her sister's life 15 months prior. Her parents were facing the death of a second child. And they knew she wasn't going to live long enough to see Christmas. So the neighbors all decorated their homes. And they created Christmas for her, including lighting displays with her name on them. Her mom said in a time that many would consider unimaginable, walking through the death of a second child in less than 2 years, our neighborhood reminded us of the hope, light, and love that always overcomes darkness. That's the meaning of divine love, when you're touched by something that didn't even have anything to do with you. When you're able to step up and help somebody you don't even know well. When you recognize that the existence of your presence alone can help somebody feel better. Let's review our takeaways for today. Divine love is our purpose and requires the following from us. First, that we make divine love a priority every day and express God in everything we do. Number 2, to practice selflessness and unconditional love, to be present to others and accept everyone right where they are. Number 3, to stop expecting other people to change, to focus on loving thoughts and actions, and change will occur. But as we all know, it begins with us. Our affirmation today is, I am divine love. Let's say that together. I am divine love. And I want to end with one of my favorite quotes from Wayne Dyer. You are a creature of divine love, connected at all times to Source. Divine love is when you see God in everyone and in everything you encounter. Let's take that in. So we pause now to reflect upon the divine love that exists within us every single day, every moment, at our heart level. We affirm our ability to stop ourselves when our egos allow us to say and do things that do not demonstrate that love. We affirm our ability to see the God and the love in others by reflecting it first ourselves. And we give thanks for all the empowerment and the ability we have. We are powerful spiritual beings on this human journey. Love of God, love of others, love of self, and love of worldly goods. Amen. So if you have a prayer need, please write it down on a card and stick it in the back box. On the left side as you walk out, we will put it on our prayer list tomorrow and pray all for 30 days over it. And then it goes on to silent unity, so it continues to be prayed for. I also want to thank all of our volunteer chaplains and the people who help support prayer with me all week long. Our giving affirmation, we say it every Sunday, but I want you to say it this week with love for yourself and for this world. Because abundance is everybody's ability and right. It's not just about money. We see abundance here in volunteer work. I saw Sean carrying another carload of stuff inside today. Quiet people just doing things. Steve, who takes care of our homeless community every single week. There are so many ways people are bringing prosperity here. It isn't just about dollars for any of us. So let's say our giving affirmation together. We have faith in God as our instant, constant, abundant supply and supplier. We have faith in God to open ways when to the human sense there is no way. We have faith in God to guide us in all our ways, and our health, happiness, and prosperity are assured. Thank you, God, for your abundant good now flowing forth to meet our every need. And so it is. And our children, are they? Hi, come on in, children.
Feeling good, like I should. Went and took a walk around my neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got the sunshine on my Sunday best. Ooh.
Thank you. I just can't help but dance to that.
That's the goal.
So we talked about winter holidays today, about a lot of ways that different people celebrate with light in the darker winter season. We talked about Christmas. We talked about Hanukkah and menorahs. We played dreidel. And we drew a lot of stars. So, thank you.
Thanks, Heather. I should also let you guys know that the youth group has a very special musical performance during the service next week. So be sure that you're here for that. Yeah. Got to hype them up a little bit, you know. Darkness cannot drive away darkness. Only light can do that. Hatred cannot drive away hatred. Only love can do that. All you soldiers of peace, hatred has an enemy.
words from the fallen king. Darkness cannot drive away darkness. Only light can do that. Hatred cannot drive away hatred. Only love can do that. We almost try to be an instrument of peace. Remember, an eye for an eye leaves everyone blind, and our children will not see. Darkness cannot drive away darkness. Only light can do that. Hatred cannot drive away hatred. Only love can do that. But only love can heal, and only love can take the fear away. And only love is real, and only love can come to save the day. When darkness cannot drive away darkness, only light can do that. Hatred cannot drive away hatred. Only love can do that. Only love can do that. Only love can do that. Thank you.
I had that song planned last week for the topic of peace, and we didn't do it last week, but I figured we'll do it for peace and love today. I think they call that divine order. It works out. We say thank you. All right, let's stand and sing the peace song, shall we?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now let's join together in saying the prayer of protection and really mean it. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is great. Thank you. Have a wonderful week. Thanks for being here.